After two trophyless seasons at Real Madrid, coaches got sacked. Carlo Ancelotti, Xabi Alonso, Alvaro Arbeloa, and these managers having issues with the dressing room. Real Madrid has some of the best footballers on the planet. But what happens when talent isn't enough? Reports and speculation about tension in the squad have fueled questions about unity, while fans have debated whether the team lacks a strong authority in the dressing room. Many believe there's only one manager who could restore order: José Mourinho, the coach who never tolerated egos, but managed the father of ego Cristiano Ronaldo and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But he never accepted excuses and demanded complete commitment from every player. But could he really fix this Real Madrid side? Has Real Madrid lost control of its own team? Because this is not just about football anymore. This is about power. This is about egos. And this is about whether the biggest stars in the world are bigger than the manager sitting in the dressing room. Something deeper happened. Jude Bellingham asked Vinicius to pass the ball. The response shocked many people. Bellingham was asking for responsibility. He wanted to help the team, but instead the situation created another debate about leadership inside Real Madrid. Because when players start challenging each other on the pitch, it raises a bigger question. Who is actually controlling this team? And this problem did not start overnight. Real Madrid have now gone 2 seasons without a trophy at the Santiago Bernabéu. For a normal club, that might be disappointing. For Real Madrid, it is unacceptable. This is the club that measures success by Champions League trophies. The club where second place feels like failure. And when the trophies disappear, the pressure always finds someone to blame. Carlo Ancelotti left, Xabi Alonso left, Alvaro Arbeloa took over. 3 different managers, different ideas, different personalities, but one common problem remained: the dressing room. Real Madrid has some of the greatest footballers on the planet: Kylian Mbappé, Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham, players who can decide games alone. But history has shown something important. Talent does not win everything. A team full of stars can still fail if those stars cannot work together. And that is why one name keeps coming back: José Mourinho. The manager who has built his career around one thing: discipline. Because when Mourinho signed with Madrid, he said managing egos is the best problem a coach can have. The best players are the best problem a coach can have. Ego is part of that. When Mourinho arrived at Real Madrid, people believed he would destroy the dressing room. They thought he would remove players who had problems. But Mourinho responded differently. He said, "I want these players. I want the best players. Now I have to find a way to make them a team." But Real Madrid has already tried something similar before, and the answer came from one of the greatest managers in the club's history, Zinedine Zidane. To understand why José Mourinho could work at Real Madrid, we have to go back to the last time this club successfully controlled a dressing room full of superstars: the Zidane era. Because Zinedine Zidane was not successful at Real Madrid only because of tactics. His biggest achievement was something much harder. He managed egos. And most importantly, he created an environment where every player understood one thing: the team comes before the individual. And Zidane had one of the biggest challenges any manager could face: Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo was not just a footballer. He was the biggest personality in the dressing room, a player with incredible confidence, a winning mentality, and an ego that came from years of being the best player in the world. But Zidane understood something important. A great player does not need to be controlled. A great player needs to be managed. Zidane convinced Ronaldo that he did not need to play every single La Liga match. The priority was the Champions League, the biggest moments. That season, Ronaldo played only 29 league matches, the fewest of his career. But when the Champions League knockout stages arrived, the player everyone trusted appeared. Ronaldo scored 10 goals. Real Madrid won the Champions League. Again, because Zidane managed Ronaldo's ego and turned it into something useful. That was the power of the Real Madrid dressing room at that time. The manager had authority, the captain had authority. But then things started to change, because Real Madrid did not only lose great footballers, they lost leaders, especially Luka Modric. Modric was never the loudest player. He was not like Ramos. Modric led through professionalism, through his work ethic. He showed younger players what commitment looked like. He controlled chaos without creating noise. And when those figures disappeared, something changed. The structure started to disappear. Real Madrid began looking like a team full of individuals instead of one united group. And the biggest problem became obvious. Too many stars wanted the same space. Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappé both prefer operating from the left side. The number 9 position became a question. The balance of the attack became a debate. Because having 2 world-class players is not always enough. Mourinho's biggest challenge will not be improving the talent, but making those talents accept roles. Making stars understand that winning requires sacrifice. And that battle started before Mourinho even arrived. Because the biggest conflict at Real Madrid was never about ability, it was about control. The arrival of Kylian Mbappé made that question even bigger. Because when Real Madrid signed Mbappé, they did not just sign another great player. They signed one of the biggest names in world football. A player who arrived with expectations of being the face of the club. But instead of everything becoming easier, the pressure increased. On May 7th, 2026, a petition titled "Mbappé Out of Real Madrid" was reported to have gathered 33 million of signatures, far exceeding its original target. Some pundits started questioning Real Madrid were a better team with or without him. Some argued that Vinicius Jr. should remain the main attacking figure. Others claimed Real Madrid looked more balanced when Mbappé was not on the pitch. And that is when the pressure started building. Because at Real Madrid, even the biggest stars are judged by one thing: winning. And after 2 trophyless seasons, the pressure reached everyone. Before the season ended, reports emerged of tension between Kylian Mbappé and Álvaro Arbeloa. Mbappé spoke publicly, saying that Arbeloa had told him he was the 4th striker. Arbeloa denied those claims. The situation created even more discussion around the relationship between the manager and the players. Then came another difficult moment. The Santiago Bernabéu crowd started booing Mbappé. But instead of hiding from the criticism, Mbappé accepted it. He said, "Boos are normal. We didn't win titles. No one will die tonight. It's an opinion, it's normal. You don't win and the fans criticize you. It happens at every club. If you don't win, then they boo." But after all the noise, Mbappé made his position clear. "I'm not leaving Real Madrid." And Florentino Perez is the best president in the world, just the best in Real Madrid history. He also accepted responsibility. "My only mistake has been not to help the team win titles this season, like all my teammates." And Florentino Perez also defended him. Kylian Mbappé is one of the best players in the world, and he will not leave. You only have to look at his stats to see the magnitude of our player. No one should doubt such an extraordinary player. Mbappé, Vinicius Jr., and Jude Bellingham have already proven they can perform on the biggest stage. The problem is not whether they have ability. The problem is whether they can combine that ability. Because when you have multiple superstars, somebody has to sacrifice. The special one is not returning just to manage the team. He is returning to rebuild it. Mourinho financially backed more than Carlo Ancelotti. Anyone who has followed Mourinho's career knows one thing. Every great Mourinho team starts from the back. Because before trophies, before celebrations, before attacking football, there is always a foundation. And after watching Real Madrid struggle over the last 2 seasons, Mourinho saw the biggest weakness immediately: the defense. Madrid were too easy to counterattack. They struggled physically, they lost too many aerial battles, and they lacked the aggression Mourinho demands from his defenders. So his first mission was clear: fix the defense. The rebuild started with 3 major signings: Ibrahima Konate, Denzel Dumfries, Marc Cucurella. Konate brings exactly what Mourinho loves in a center back: power, speed, physical dominance, and the ability to defend large spaces. Then came Denzel Dumfries, a completely different type of fullback. He is not Trent Alexander-Arnold. He is not there to control games with passing. He is there to destroy opponents physically. He runs all game. He wins aerial battles. He creates chances. He scores goals. For Mourinho, he solves a major problem. Then there is Marc Cucurella, a player almost designed for Mourinho. Aggressive, relentless, uncomfortable to play against. Cucurella presses like his life depends on it. He fights for every ball. He covers huge distances. But he is not only about aggression. His football intelligence is what makes him valuable. He can overlap, he can move inside, he can create another passing option. We saw his quality with Spain during their Euro 2024 and World Cup 2026 successes. Together, these three signings completely changed Madrid's identity. The next problem was midfield. For years, Madrid had the perfect balance with Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. But when Kroos retired and Modric left, something disappeared. Madrid had runners, they had energy, but they needed someone who could slow the game down, someone who could escape pressure. That is why Bernardo Silva becomes such an important addition. Bernardo is not just a creative player. He works, he presses, he fights, he can control possession under pressure and give Madrid a player who connects every part of the team. And if Madrid managed to add Rodri, the midfield becomes something completely different. A midfield built on control, physicality, and intelligence. At the World Cup, we saw what happens when they are used correctly. Mbappé won the Golden Boot. Bellingham looked like the player who dominated the 2024 season. Vinicius reminded everyone why he is one of the best wingers in the world. The talent was always there, the structure was missing, and that is Mourinho's job. Create roles, create balance, create sacrifice. Vinicius stays dangerous on the left. Mbappé becomes the central weapon. Bellingham attacks from midfield. Everyone has a purpose. But there is still one final question. Can Mourinho control the biggest personalities in football? Because tactics are not the hardest part. The hardest part is making superstars accept responsibility.